Live from the Loop Studios in Mendon, Nevada, it's the Gen X Talks podcast.
Making plans with the boys. I'm gonna hit the town. Yeah, I'm gonna make some noise. I'll push past the pain and my wounded pride. I'm gonna live it up. Yeah, stay out all night. But sure, I've had some better times. And I can't count all the tears I could write. And maybe down my list. Yeah, but the blues still
Someone, shut up. It's already recording.
I'm feisty this morning. You better watch it.
I said, I know.
I haven't talked to you all morning.
I don't
got
want to
some
talk to you
stuff
now.
Oh, hey,
There's nothing to talk about now.
you know what? I'm really sorry that you're grumpy.
I'm not. I'm just.
Yeah,
I'm super tired.
Yeah, no,
I cannot
and I
wake
wonder
up.
why.
Let me just get to the. Can we just start with the beginning? Welcome to the Gen X Talks podcast, Broskatchy.
You want to start over again?
Welcome to the Gen X Talks podcast, broadcasting from the Loop Studios in Mendon, Nevada. It is 10:01 Los Angeles time. I'm sitting across the studio from my current wife, and we're about to get things going. Roll up your sleeves, baby. I'm ready. I'm ready to rumble.
You're not. You've been so
I'm
freaking tired.
I know. It's bad. It's really bad tired.
I warned you.
Well, it's
Dr. McDreamy warmed you.
I know. He
Warmed you?
Warmed me?
Warmed me?
Did Dr. McDreamy warm me?
you?
I felt so cozy,
Warmed.
comfy, and he warmed me. Dr. McDreamy's known for being warm and comforting.
I don't think he wants to be known as that.
I don't think he is known as that. There's no way that guy's known as warm and comforting.
Well, he's warm and comforting to me.
Not to me. Not to the rest of us. No. All right. I can't wake up. And Dr. McDreamy said, go get your lab work done.
Yep.
And then I kept not getting up and getting it. Then I went down to try to do it, and they were closed because I picked like a Saturday or something, and they were closed. Then you said that you wanted to wait till we went to California to our trip to get our lab work done
because the lab there is awesome.
Yeah, I don't know. But now here's the thing. He's getting lab work done to check on me. Now I've been 4 weeks. He wants to know how my medications are working. But now I've been like 3 weeks or so.
You're just going to get it done.
Without the medication. So what kind of an answer does that give him?
Guess what?
What?
If he doesn't like the labs, he'll just have you redo them.
Yeah, I know. I gotta go.
We both have to go do it. So, anyways, without that, whatever.
So wait a second. Did he turn in my chart, my request for blood work at every PAL laboratory in the country? Because if he just did it for here, then it's not down there.
It's not a PAL laboratory. It's just lab work. We can go. He prefers one over the other.
Right. But how are they going to know we're coming?
We just show up. I've never put an appointment in at the lab.
Because he calls into the lab we go to.
No, I have paperwork.
You didn't say that. You didn't left that part out.
What does that matter?
Because if you said, when I said, is the lab work turned in at every lab in the country, you should have replied with, no, we have paperwork. We take it to wherever we want to go. End of story. But you didn't say that. You just keep the conversation going. What is so much wrong with you? I swear. Woosah. Got to rub my ears. Woosah.
I'm still kind of mad at you, but.
For what?
Yesterday.
Oh, stop.
Or the 2 nights before, I guess, is when it started. I knew yesterday morning when I woke up, I was like, I bet you he's not going to go.
I texted you.
At 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Who looks at their phone at 2 a.m.?
I figured the first thing you would do is wake up. It was
bullshit.
like 3 o'clock in the morning. I texted you, said, listen, I know we're supposed to go to the Grand Sierra Resort. We're supposed to meet with that lady about the VIP event for the summer. I'm not well. I don't feel good. It's 3 in the morning. I can't sleep. I'm sick. I'm not going. Then I wrote, you go. Just go get this done.
This meeting wasn't for me. I made this meeting
wasn't for me
you.
either. Oh, come on.
You said, what's your favorite line? I'm better in person. So I figured, well, I'll get him there. I'll get him in front of somebody.
To be there.
So when I got, hold on a second.
You woke
this is
up.
my
All
bitch.
Right, go.
So I woke up.
Yeah.
And after I got my coffee, I looked at my phone because I don't sleep with my phone like some people.
Okay.
And I looked and I went, oh, he canceled. Well, I don't feel like going either, really. I don't want to go to Reno. I don't want to go see this person. I don't even know what I want to say. I'm just going to cancel. We can always go next week because we're going there into Reno next week.
It was important to go.
What was I supposed to say? I could not have done what you did yesterday.
Yes, you could have. You could have.
So then you got up angry.
Okay.
At 9 o'clock.
I know that we have to be there at 10 for the meeting in Reno.
Yep.
I know we have to leave here a little bit after 9 to get there. And I woke up at 8:30 and I looked out there and there you are in your pajamas with your hair done up in a bun. You're not ready to go anywhere.
Yep.
And I'm like, I told you I wasn't going, and you should go.
I chose not to.
You don't.
You're
okay.
not my father.
No, but we need to get you one because you're not following instructions. This was an important meeting. So what do I do?
It was important for you, not me.
It was important for all of the people listening to the program right now. All of the people that swear loyalty to you. They love their queen. They love the queen's court.
That's why I have a court.
And you betrayed all of them.
I didn't betray anybody.
Every single one of them. But you know what the general's extras
court
got?
jester, the general, didn't follow through.
Do you know what
on
the
his
general's
thing.
extras got? They got a man who jumped up, got in the shower, got dressed, covered himself in 1985, and headed out the door.
So your text in the middle of the night was bogus because you did get up and you did go.
Because you didn't follow the instructions. I'm not going. You go.
Whatever.
So I had to. Now, you also remember. Do you remember how far it is to walk for down to that bowling VIP bowling
I can't
area?
even remember where that bowling thing is.
Okay, you go past in the GSR. You go past.
Is it downstairs?
No, you go past 2nd Street.
Yes.
Where they have all the goodies. You go past all the elevators.
And then it's go down that hallway, right?
Way to the left, yeah.
Okay.
And then there's at the end of that hallway, there's other ways you can go. Well, the girl met me out there because I called her and said, I'm here. So, but anyway, I went, it's so far to walk. I thought, you know what? I don't know if I can walk that because my knees and ankles have been hurting so bad.
Yep.
I thought, I'll just run over to the Foxhole and grab my wheelchair. So I called Joe, Sun Valley Fox, said, hey, man, are you home? He goes, well, their truck's running. They're getting ready to go to Costco. He's waiting on St. Donna to come outside. I said, can you just push my wheelchair outside and I need to grab it? Well, when I got there, they hadn't left yet. And so we opened up my tailgate full of cardboard. Brigger had the whole bed stacked. I'm like, God damn it.
Yep.
I didn't even notice. I opened up the tailgate. I turned around to grab the wheelchair, and the Fox goes, you going to be able to fit this in there? I'm like, what are you talking about? It's a Trek. Oh, man. So we rearranged some stuff. He pulled some cardboard out, said he'd burn it in his burn barrel. And we crammed it in there, and I raced off. And I got some work done. I talked to Shiloh
and the
Ferguson.
whole time he's driving, he's mad texting me, and he's yelling at me and calling me on the phone, and I'm getting upset and going, I didn't do anything.
You didn't go to the meeting.
I didn't have to. It
Yes,
wasn't
you
life
did.
or death.
No, you don't. That's not how you judge meetings. You only go if they're life or death.
It wasn't a meeting for me. I was going as your side chick. Not the main event. That's what it was.
So
how can I be a side chick by myself?
Here's the other thing. You got up and you told me, well, I didn't want to go. I'm not feeling well. I'm still recovering from when I didn't feel well the past few days. I didn't think I could do it. You didn't have any problem going to your nail appointment, though, did you, smartass?
Of course not. By then, I was feeling great,
Oh,
just like you.
what
By
a
9
miracle.
o'clock, you felt great. You went to GSR.
I felt terrible, but I pushed through.
Oh, yeah. You didn't come home terrible.
You decided, I don't feel good. I shouldn't go to this meeting, but I'll feel good enough to go to my nail appointment.
I didn't want to drive an hour into
bullshit.
Reno.
Yeah, it's all bullshit. That's why I told you cancel your nail appointment.
Bullshit.
Then you said,
fuck you.
I can't do that. She'll charge me. And I'm like, find another nail lady. I don't care.
I'm still going.
You're not going. I told you weren't
Never
going.
canceled it.
No. So I talked to
You know that's not going to work on me after all these years of marriage.
Sometimes it does. It's kind of 50-50 how you feel. Sometimes you're like, sometimes you realize the error of your ways. Mm-hmm. And sometimes you're just stubborn.
And how did you find out the error of your ways when you came home? What did you bring?
Well, we'll get to that. So I went
there's
to
something.
I talked to Shiloh Ferguson all the way there. And I get there because Lil Miss Hot-n-Nerdy is supposed to meet me at the valet. She was going with us. So I'm texting her going, I'm on my way. No response. I called twice, right to voicemail. I get to the GSR. And as I'm texting her to say, hey, I'm here in the valet. Where are you? The valet drives my truck off with my wheelchair in the back before I could open the tailgate. Now I have to walk my fat ass all the way down to that thing.
Karma's a bitch, isn't it?
So
I canceled on your Lil Miss Hot-n-Nerdy, on your gay best friend.
Yeah,
You're
did.
the gay best friend.
I'm the gay best friend.
Oh, yeah, I cock blocked you.
You can't if I'm gay. There's no cock blocking if you're gay. So I go.
Well, you're cock blocked against other gays.
I'm not really gay. So I go all the way down there. The lady was nice. Was her name Sheena or Sheila? Sheena. She was so nice. She realized I was lost and trying to find my way. She kind of wandered out into the hallway and
yeah, because I warned her. I sent her an email and went, yeah, my husband's coming. You're going to have to go find him.
Wow. Just look for the big dawdling white guy. Can't figure out where he is on the casino floor.
And I wrote men, LOL, in my email.
So
she knew you were coming.
She was.
Don't piss me off.
She was. Wow.
A woman scorned.
You're never really that threatening, though. You know, you're not. So
you haven't seen it yet.
Well, if I haven't seen it in all these years, I'm not worried about it. So we did talk about the VIP event, and I tried to explain what we were doing. She really wanted to know the details. It turns out she's been working there when we did our last event there, but she had gone. I think she moved back home to Seattle, take care of her dad or something.
She was like a medical leave or something.
I don't know. She did something where she was there and then back. She had to go do something for a few months, and so it just so happens it fell in the time that we did our event.
But she looked it up.
Yeah, she looked it up. She found it. She goes, "Oh, I wasn't here then. I just missed you guys."
Okay.
The problem is that they have minimum requirements for the use of the VIP area, which is double better.
Double better.
Double better.
Is that a word?
It's like Bubblicious. It's not
this
a real
place
word.
is.
It's way better than Red Rock.
So much better than Vegas. It literally is a private room with a double door, glass doors, a full on bar, billiards table,
couches all over,
beautiful.
And the couches are in a separate area from the bowling.
Yes,
not like now. I love the Red Rock. We had a good time. Red Rock was a great location.
This is really elegant looking.
Yes, that's the best way to put it. The Red Rock is a great location,
and it has like 6 lanes, right? 6 or 7.
I can't
remember. There's quite a few lanes.
But the problem is that if you begin to now, people can walk outside to the main bowling area, walk the glass doors, and there's a food stand right there. They got pizzas and hot dogs and stuff. And if we're just bowling, that's not too bad. Everybody can walk outside and grab something and bring it back in. But they also have full-blown menus. So we're trying to get a full-blown menu about stuff to include in the ticket price for this. But then you have the bartender, you have the servers, they have minimum food and drink requirements, which we always usually meet that. We don't have a problem with that. But she gave me the price. I printed it out. I was going to show the members only sites. If you're a member on Patreon or the General's Lunchbox,
I thought when you texted
or
me, I thought you were
YouTube,
joking.
I'm going to go ahead and post this so you guys can see exactly what our initial thing is up to. But yes, I did post you.
I thought you oopsed.
No, it was $12,650 for 3 hours.
That's insane.
So if you start with the basics and you had 100 people show up, everybody's got to pay $120.
Yeah, that's
just for us to break even. Then if you give away, staff tickets because they're on staff, now the other people have to pay like $140 just to break even. I'm not even just to break even. So but once I knew where she was starting, then we can have some conversations. And I've already made some headway in reducing that. So I'll update you guys more as time goes on, but that's where the starting thing was. And I want you to know we're doing it. We're going to be in Vegas. This is going to be a hell of an event. And
you're going to be in Vegas?
In Reno. It's going to be a hell of an event at the GSR in Reno. And right as this program was beginning, I just got off the phone with Haywood Nelson. Mm-hmm. Talking about being there for these events. And he said, let me look at my schedule, and he's going to try. They call Haywood out to go do things. Hey, come to the East Coast for a week.
Yeah, he's always going.
Right, because he's still very popular. I'm going to try to see what it takes to get him, and maybe, now who was the other guy who played, not Rerun. Rerun passed away. Ernest Thomas. Mm-hmm. I'm going to try to see if I can get both of them to attend the event.
Oh, that would be fun.
And if I can swing that, then I think Haywood would help me out with that. If I could do that, then that would add some icing onto the cake of the GSR event.
So as you were having this moment in Reno, I was in the shower and, just going on with my day. I called my BFF, told her what an asshole you were.
Yeah.
And we just said, I told her, you know what? I'm just going to go along with my day. Just going to work and enjoy the nice quiet day that I had. And I did.
So I can't find Lil Miss Hot-n-Nerdy. So I gave up. And I got to tell you, I texted her husband, Ben Matlock.
Never lost a
who's
case.
never lost a case. Now, by the time I said, hey, is your wife okay? Because now I'm starting to get concerned. She's not replying, and she was supposed to be somewhere, right? Well, by the time he replies, I've already found out. She goes, oh, Jennick's mom told me that you weren't coming, that it was canceled, so I went back to bed. I overslept. My ringer was off. Oh, my gosh, what do? I'm getting up. I'm getting dressed. I'm in a panic, and she's all hurrying. So I already know she went back to bed.
Of course she did, because I told her.
She's told me that. She's told me she
was
went back
up
to bed.
late working, and so...
So guess what Ben said?
What?
Because Ben has no idea what's going on.
Of course he doesn't.
He just knows that I'm trying to get a hold of Little Miss Hot-n-Nerdy.
Right.
So he's the perfect wingman for his wife.
Okay.
All he writes back is, now, by the time he writes back, I already know the truth. I already know what's going on. He writes back, hey, listen, she's really having a hard time at home, because, their dog passed away, and she's been working late, and, she's really just, there's this stuff.
That's a good man. That is a really good man.
I almost texted back, nice try, wingman.
The gay best friend wins again.
Yeah, I knew. It's like,
you
come
knew
on,
a little
dude.
bit more.
Yeah,
you don't know who you're talking to.
Now, if I was any other guy, that probably would have worked.
Ah, right.
But the gay best friend's like, do you really need me to tell you what's going on in your own house? She's sleeping, man. She's sleeping. All right, so yeah, Little Miss Hot-n-Nerdy officially stood me up, and she was like,
that was because I told her not to go.
And then she says, well, I can get dressed and race down there. We can still do the other things we were going to run and go do. I said, no, don't bother. I'll just take my broken heart and head home. So I did. Now,
your broken heart and go home.
Yeah. Now I realize that you have totally fucked me.
No, not really.
Yes, you did.
No.
And she stood me up. So I'm personless now. I am like
you
cheese.
You don't do well by yourself.
Alone.
You don't.
I am an island amongst myself.
Oh, good God, a misfit toy.
So here's the deal: as I'm walking out of the GSR, I realize that this isn't totally your fault.
Oh, let me hear this one. This should be good.
Cancer has rotted your brain. Cancer has
something's rotted my brain. I don't think it's cancer.
Cancer has made you make poor decisions. Now, imagine that.
You wish there were other poor decisions I made, but
There's been plenty. This wasn't a good one, though. You have brain fade. You have chemo brain. Mix that with your stubborn personality. That is a dangerous mix.
You should know that.
But I do know that part. But I know what fixes that. I know what can make corrections in my wife. Mm-hmm. When you're broken, I can fix you. So when I came home with a delicious treat, it wasn't an apology. It was to fix what was broken.
Oh, no, it was an apology because you knew.
Did I ever apologize? Did I say one word?
That was all you had to do.
Oh, I see.
I know when you bring home treats, one of my favorites, that's your apology. You can't say the word, well, I was wrong. You can't. You're like Fonzie. You're like Arthur Fonzarelli. You can't.
You haven't been to the 2nd Street little, what is it? It's not a coffee shop. What do they call it? It's
kind of like almost like a fast strip for the casino. It's right off the casino floor. It's very, very cool, but it has you can get pizza, sandwiches. Like if you didn't want to sit in a restaurant, it's kind of like a fast
Or on your way back up to your room, grab a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, they have waters and juices and
sandwiches,
sodas and
chili.
You can get whatever soup, whatever, really quick.
But it's really good stuff. This isn't like 7-Eleven
and it has a bakery in it, like a full-on bakery.
That's the thing that they're getting known for is their cookies and donuts, and they do them all fresh.
Yes,
and they're really good. They're a little on the pricey side, but
sometimes they get some of the favorites are gone by like noon.
Oh yeah, or even sooner.
And this place is open 24 hours a day in the casino, 24 hours.
So she's right. Sometimes you get there, just between breakfast and lunch, and all the good stuff's already gone, and they've made 3 recipes of it. They've done it 3 times ago. We're not making it all day. We'll start again in the afternoon. So I did get, 7 different things. I got to the ones that you like, the carrot cake, but there was some other stuff I'd never seen there before. Mm-hmm. And the girl behind the counter was pointing out one that was super delicious. So you haven't tried them all yet, have you?
No, I'm not going to eat them all at one time. I have to take my time.
I have seen you eat a half a gallon of ice cream at once. What do you mean you're going to take your time?
Whoa, I want to enjoy it, okay?
So
Good God, man.
Anyway, so I'm not on speaking terms with Little Miss Hot-n-Nerdy. I realize that Ben is a wingman for his wife, and my wife is suffering from chemotherapy and stubbornness, and it is my job to set the world correct. You're welcome, America and Denmark.
So he came home with sweets for his wife and was absolutely
I
wonderful.
threw him in the front door and shut the door, and I could hear the growling and tearing and gnashing. I waited till you ate one, and then I came in, and you were calm. It calmed you down. So
and I showed you how to eat a cupcake, didn't I?
that was the weirdest thing I've ever seen anybody do. Listen,
that is brilliant.
She takes the cupcake, she holds it up in front of her, and slices it.
The cake part.
She slices half the cake part bottom off, puts it on the top, smushes it, and eats it like a moon pie or something.
Yes, because then you have the frosting in between the cake. So it's like,
all right, I get it, but
then you don't, because a lot of times when you eat a cupcake, you're left with just cake at the bottom. Like, that's not fun. The icing on the top is what makes the cupcake.
It's about as weird as when I see people eat a Snickers bar with a knife and fork.
Oh, that won't happen. But
not
the cupcake
you,
thing was awesome.
Well, it was.
You were shocked. Your mouth dropped. I'm like, I've been eating this forever.
I have never seen you eat a cupcake like that.
Yes, I have.
Okay, well, we'll get back to that later. Also got new tires on the truck. Elvira got some new shoes.
Yeah.
And I chose the set that I thought would do the best in snow and ice. There are Blizzak tires made by Bridgestone that really do stick to the ice, and other manufacturers they have things similar. There are little cuts in them and similar, so you have a better chance at sticking to the ice, and it does work. But it was funny when Costco Jimmy was trying to get me to come in there on his day, get your tires at Costco from Costco Jimmy.
Oh yeah, I made you mad on that day too.
And he says, what time do you want to come in? Because he wanted me to come in on a day he was there.
Uh-huh.
And I said, well, I'll come in. I picked the day he was there, and I said, how about 9 o'clock? And he goes, yeah, 9 o'clock's fine. Text me back. Wait, 10. Can we make it 10? And I said, well, yeah, we could make it 10, but 9's better. He goes, okay, 10. 3 minutes later, he texts, okay, 9, make it 9. I'm like, oh my God, Jesus Christ. All right, I'll show up at 9. So that's how we got our tires. Now
but I made you mad that day because we had an appointment at 10. No, it was at 10 because I said, oh, can I get a cup of coffee first? When we went out.
Yeah, we got a cup of coffee.
We had to go to the bank.
Yeah, went by the bank. We go by, and she goes, I want a cup of coffee from, where was it the place you want to go?
It's called Coffee on Main. Which is on the 395. It's this little coffee shack. It's great.
It's actually bigger than most of the other coffee shacks. But there was cars in line, and I said, hey, we kind of got an appointment. We kind of have to hurry. And you said, don't worry. This line goes fast. Guess what it didn't do? It didn't go fast. Not even a little bit.
We were a little late. It was a little past 10. But when you're in Minden, I really would like you guys to try Coffee on Main. It's in a parking lot. It's a little shack. It's right in the middle of town.
It's right on the 395.
It's a family-owned place. It's cheaper than Starbucks. The flavor, I get a spiced chai tea most of the time when I'm there. But they've got frozen things. They got smoothies. They've got baked goods. They're all homemade baked.
Let me ask you something. You like that place?
Yes.
But there's many other coffee places. Are you the type of woman who says, well, I found one that's delicious and I'm not going anyplace else? Or would you still go to try other little coffee shacks? Since
we've been up here, which is coming up on a year since we kind of planted, we've tried different ones. Actually, one of the coffee places disappeared, remember?
Yeah, went out of business.
We tried, and I'm like, oh, it's okay. It's all right. I mean, Glory Cloud Coffee is amazing. That place.
But would you try another one now that you found the place?
Probably not. Not right now.
So you just stick with what you know?
Yeah, I'm happy with what I have, and it's consistent. That's the other thing. It's really, really consistent. I really like it. So
good. Well, just thought I'd throw that out there because I did wonder, but No,
it's fine.
Well, then we're heading towards California. Then you can't go.
We're supposed to leave. What?
You can't go to another coffee house because you just committed to that one.
I know.
We
don't leave for another week and a half.
But what did you discover?
Oh, we have a major snowstorm coming. Like the day we're supposed to leave.
From the day we leave all the way through to when we come back, it's going to be snowing on the way down there. Snowing on the way back, and we're supposed to pull a trailer down there and pull a truck back up.
And I looked this morning at the weather, and it seems to be getting worse, not better. And the days aren't moving. It's like, so our snow is coming. It's just a little.
We just have to sneak over the 395.
I don't know. I don't think we're going to be able to. They're saying this is we may have to delay it a week. I have a feeling.
Well, we'll watch as it gets closer.
And I know you're not going to be happy being in California and the kid being up here with his first major snowstorm driving.
I just want to. I don't have a need to go back there. I don't mind going to visit to do stuff. You want to go to Disneyland? Fine, let's go to California. But if I got to go down there to deal with business stuff, I just do not want to go.
But we need to get it done.
I know.
I mean, it's something, but it's not like life-threatening where we have to.
No,
it could delay a week, but
it can.
But it's okay. But oh my gosh. So
yeah,
I showed you that thing about Dayton, Nevada. It's blowing up over there. Did you see that article? I got us into a neighborhood like Facebook page, right?
Yeah.
And then you said you were already reading about it, but it's a big community they're building, but not near us.
No, they're building a big 3-phase community, and then there's actually a proposal. Once that got approved, then other industrial proposals went in right behind us. Says, well, if you're going to build 2,300 homes over here, then we're going to put in a donut shop and a gas station. I mean, there's more infrastructure coming in too. It's all on the other side of the river from us. Right. It's not near us. I mean, it's going to make the town grow. It'll be better for people. There's more housing, and USA Parkway is still exploding over there. So they need housing. They need apartments too, not just houses. They're going to need apartments.
But you know what's really nice is we can jump over the river to town, but go back to our quiet life on the other side. Right. So it was really interesting because that is a big proposal that they're doing. It's actually going up the hill toward Virginia City.
Right.
Sort of,
Kind of.
It's right near that side.
They're building up the hillside. Like from our property, we would look across the river, and then way across on the other hillside, we'd be able to see that entire community because it's all elevated.
Crazy. But, oh, excuse me.
There's one yawn. First yawn.
Sorry.
You know why we didn't do the over-under game on your yawning on last night's Off the Record show? Because you had 37 of them.
I was so tired.
You yawned so much last night. I'm like, oh my gosh, she's going to fall over in that chair.
I went to bed right after, didn't I?
You did. You crashed out.
I was so tired.
Yeah.
But Dayton, you're getting ready to start work on the property. I'm so excited.
Yeah, we're getting ready to start going. Things are going to start moving now.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait.
We got to call Fitzy and get the plan submitted. And Sun Valley Fox and I are going to start poking holes in the ground and moving fences and getting stuff ready.
Do I get to pick the plan?
No.
Why not? It's my house.
Because that's not the plan we're going to stick with. I'm just getting a cookie cutter plan of a rough size that'll pass inspection, because you can submit plans for your house and they approve it. And then you can come back a month later and go, never mind, I don't want that house. I want this house. And you just resubmit new plans. But I want to submit the whole property scheme, where the house is going to go, the septic, the water, the power, get it all laid out there. Then start working, start building stuff, start drilling the holes, getting the power. Then I'll come back and say, okay, this is really the house we want. Because I know you're going to change your mind 17 times. So it makes no difference what I pick now.
It's funny. I keep looking at plans and going, well, it'd be nice to have this many bedrooms, but man, I don't want to clean that. So no, I want to go, let's get it down a little smaller, but I really want a nice size kitchen because I love being in my kitchen, but I need an office. And well, we're going to have him have a studio because he's not going to build his studio. So see the girl logic?
Yeah. Thank you for using logic. I appreciate that word. It's going to be 4 bedrooms.
What?
4-bedroom house.
What?
Are you listening? About 22 to 2,500 square feet. That's all it is. That's not any bigger than that. No. And then we will do things from there. And a 3-car garage. That's big. No, well, that's what I said. It's about but 2,200 is like the middle ground where we're going to be.
Good God.
That's it. That's not a huge house.
Who's going to clean this house?
You. Looking right at you. That's right. Staring right at you, sweetheart.
Yeah, in my spare time.
That pretty girl behind the camera.
I'm going to call Little Miss Hot-n-Nerdy. I'm sure she knows somebody.
No, she doesn't. Houses. Don't start with that. So in other Dayton news, we finally got Trevor calls me from the tractor place and says, hey, we got your auger. I was like, oh, okay. Did you know that he called me the other day? Oh, you were on the phone, I think.
I heard.
He calls and says, hey, I think there's been a miscommunication. And I said, no, there's not a miscommunication. You're the guy, I came in looking for you. It was your day off. The buddy behind the counter said he'd give you the message you'd call me tomorrow.
Right.
You didn't call me the next day or the day after or the day after. So I figured you didn't want to sell me the auger. I figured you just had moved on. So I said on a podcast 2 weeks ago, yeah, this guy Trevor doesn't really want to sell me the auger. Somebody heard the podcast, called Trevor and said, hey, I just heard on their podcast that you don't want to sell him the auger.
Oh, you got to be kidding me.
No. So he calls me and says, hey, I do. Why else would he call? Think about it. What he thought he wasn't supposed to call me until it arrived. So why would he have called me early? He called me early and said, there's a miscommunication. And I'm like, well, I didn't call you and tell you there's a miscommunication. He's like, no, somebody else called me. And that's how that phone call happened. So
that's pretty funny.
But to get the auger, we need to get the trailer because Sun Valley Fox wants to take his tractor down to get service down there. He already spoke to him about it. And then while we're there, have them show us how to hook up the auger and use it. And then we also need to build a stand for the auger because everyone has said it's easier when you don't just lay it on the ground. You don't have to stand it up and prop. It's really easy to hook it up. Oh, that's a great
project for my brother. He'll love that.
I think so too.
You guys are so excited because it's a new toy.
It is a new toy, yeah.
You and my brother are like, ooh, can't wait to go play with
Although your brother, Sun Valley Fox, had a thought a year ago when we started looking at these, getting ready to do what we're doing. And there's one that has a big, long handle on it. A big long arm at the top. And your brother and I thought that it was so that you could guide the auger, the drill bit, into place when you're going to drill the hole without leaving the seat of the tractor.
Oh,
you reach around.
Yeah, reach around it.
There's a big bar. You can look where you're going. You guide it with the bar. You drop the thing down, and now it begins drilling the hole. What I found out was that's also having a bar. Not only does it help guide it, but you can put some downward pressure. All the tractor does is spin the drill bit, but there's no downward pressure.
So it's kind of a two-person deal, huh?
Well, the auger we're getting doesn't have a bar.
So what does that mean?
I don't know. I'm a little bit
Guess you got to go to training.
I don't know what I mean. I think we should try to find one with a bar, or make a bar and add it to it. And I'm sure your brother's just going to tell me to get my fat ass up there and sit on the top of the drill bit because there's a gearbox on the top of it. Sit your fat ass up there. That'll be enough downward pressure. I'm sure that's what he's going to say.
Well, those will be interesting pictures.
And it's also, everyone is convinced. Remember the little gopher holes that we saw?
Yeah.
Everyone in Dayton has convinced me that it's now Voles, not a mole with an M, a vole with a V.
There's a college football team called the Voles.
Well, are they irritating? I believe
they're Tennessee.
Are they irritating? Do they fuck up the ground? Because that's what these things do.
I don't know.
All right.
I think yeah.
Well, anyway, that's where we're at. That's your Dayton update.
So, we haven't gone to Hobby Lobby because the kid is off tomorrow.
Yeah.
The kid, Briggs is working 4/10s lately. That's his work schedule. So he's off on Friday. And he missed last week's garage show and was a little disappointed that he didn't get to build a birdhouse.
Once he heard what we did, everyone is raving about that show, that it was so fun.
So this week you guys are building catapults, sort of, but they're called something
they're called
else.
Something else.
But he said he wanted to be a part of it. So the young kid, Briggs, is coming in.
Yeah.
I have to get to Hobby Lobby to go get the kit.
Yeah, because we have two kits, one for the Sun Valley Fox and I. And then they shoot like a foam dart when you're done. You have to build it out of wood. You have to assemble it.
Right.
And then you have to make it work. And it works on ropes.
Yes,
like
it
not
does.
A rubber band. It's like a real old school catapult
This
thing.
is going to be hilarious.
And then we each take turns shooting the arrow at the camera lens, and you as an audience get to say, because it's coming right at your screen.
Well, St. Donna will be there too. She could be the judge.
Nope. It has to be the camera, has to be the audience.
God.
They decide, they have the best angle on which one got close as the bolt arrow goes towards the lens. And Briggs wants to be part of it. Christine, Lil Miss Hot-n-Nerdy, and Ben Matlock,
Never Lost a Case,
are going to be in the audience.
Oh, they are.
Yes, with
So
Sun
Briggs's boss is coming to see what he does on his day off. Way to go there.
I wasn't going to put it that way, but yeah, kind of. And I got to ask Sun Valley Fox with permission, but Ben's going to be there, and maybe the guy Joe Zealot. I can't. I'm saying his wrong. Zelatel. We talked about that in the parking lot in Reno, outside in the studio with all of us standing there.
How did that conversation come up?
I don't even know. Oh, Ben was telling him about what we did on the previous show, and I think he may show up with his wife to check out the live studio audience of what goes on. I'm 90.
We had a long talk about a live studio audience.
Yeah,
that went out the window.
I'll make sure everybody's quiet. They know. I'll make sure they're quiet. I will. I'll make sure. I promise. I'll make sure they're quiet. Why are you looking at me with skepticism in your eye? Everyone will be quiet. They can laugh. They just won't talk.
Let me clear the air here.
Yeah.
I'm okay with a live audience, but I am not used to running the soundboard during the garage show. So yes, I have headphones in, but with people moving around and making comments and stuff, it's really hard. I get distracted. I'm not sure what's going on, and I'm really trying to focus to make sure that the show goes well. So a couple weeks ago, we had a live studio audience, and it was really stressful.
Well, they were talking. It's one thing if you laugh. It's one thing to laugh, but if you're just going to sit there and have conversations and it distracts me and distracts you, what the fuck are you doing there? If you came there, you didn't come there to talk. You came there to be entertained, goddammit.
So it was kind of difficult. I didn't realize that I could still, it was sound. There was sound, but it was also the distraction of people moving. So I was kept moving away and everything. So anyways, yes, I want this garage show to go well, but I think I'm getting better with the
You're doing so much better. Plus, when Donna brings Zelly out there, Zelly wants to attack you and play with you.
Yeah.
And Zelly's on overload because there's people in her garage. She wants to go.
There's new people.
So now Donna has to fight with Zelly, who's going to bump into everything. So no Zelly, no talking. Those are the two rules. No Zelly, no talking.
Exactly.
Otherwise, there's Zelly and talking, everybody can go out the back door. We'll put chairs out back for you.
Yeah, you can watch from a distance.
You can watch through the window.
So tomorrow night, the garage show will be live. I don't know when you'll be listening to this. Maybe if you listen on Sunday, it's already happened.
Yeah, then you have to go back and watch the replay.
But for watching it live, it'll be a lot of fun.
You know what? I went to Hobby Lobby with you to pick out the birdhouses, and then we found those little catapult things. I went with you to do that. And I noticed something. I didn't think there was going to be any guys in Hobby Lobby. And there wasn't really.
No, not really.
I
told you that.
The only guys that were there were working there.
Right.
And I thought, well, that's kind of odd. And I'm listening to some guy at the back counter way at the back of the store, and he's talking to like 6 women. He's explaining something. Kind of weird how he's explaining it. In other words, I stopped and listened, and I'm like, if this guy at Hobby Lobby was trying to explain something similar the way he's trying to explain it at Home Depot, every guy'd walk away from him going, you're out of your goddamn mind. That is not how this works at all.
Is he dumbing it down for the women?
No, I don't think. I think I came to the conclusion that every man who works at Hobby Lobby couldn't cut it at Home Depot. And they ended up having to go to Hobby Lobby.
Well, I told you, it probably was the same guy that I went in. Remember, I went in, you said, I need some spray paint. You got to go find it.
Oh, yeah, I remember that story.
And so I walk in and I'm like, spray paint, where the hell could I find spray?
And he goes, what do you want, a spray paint?
Yeah, I go to the back and I find this guy, and I guess he ended up being the manager. It was kind of where we were.
Right.
I said, I'm looking for spray paint. He goes, well, what do you need it for? I'm like, what does it matter?
Just
it's like, don't
paint.
you have a spray paint area, kind of like Home Depot? He goes, we have spray paint in 3 different areas. I'm like, what? What does it matter? I had to explain.
I got you.
And the guy took me over there. I go, you have spray paint in 3 different areas in this place.
Well, I'm telling you, the way this guy was explaining stuff would never fly with full-grown men at Home Depot.
Good God.
It was a roundabout kind of explanation where you could tell they didn't quite know what they were doing, and that's when it hit me. It's like, no, you got let go of Home Depot. You didn't pass the test to get in. So you went to Hobby Lobby where the bar was a little lower. That's my feeling on it. Now, 16 people that work at Hobby Lobby are going to start writing me hate mail.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
So Miss Hot-n-Nerdy, Little Miss Hot-n-Nerdy and I have been really cranking up the interviews like you requested.
Doing great. Yeah, I'm digging it.
Have you straightened them all out?
What's
going on?
The Adam Miller, the blacksmith interview, my microphone was perfect. I think he was on, maybe he did the Zoom call on a phone.
We're working on having that redone.
I know. I don't like redoing interviews because does. I feel like I'm asking the same questions over, and it's not organic anymore. I've never been good at redoing interviews. You will not ask
the same questions over again. You and him got along great.
I know. It's just odd. The John Reddick interview that we did over Zoom call, John's voice was perfect. Mine was muffled. I don't know why my voice was muffled, but it was bad. And engineer Thomas the engineer, saved it.
That's awesome.
He sent it back to me. I have to pay him to do this. This is his job, but he saved my track.
That's
now
okay.
I can put that one out.
That's okay.
The Mark Lynch interview.
Yes.
I almost spent 2 hours reworking the whole thing because Loud One, I can't hear it. I can hear the podcast stuff. I'm driving in my truck and I can hear the other interviews just fine. I sure can't hear this one. I think there's something wrong with it. I get into a panic mode.
Yeah, you did.
I'm going to start ripping it. I'm stopping everything I'm doing. I'm starting it over. I got to rip it off the internet, pull it down everywhere it's posted, fix it, and repost it. But before I do, I went, wait a second.
Good job.
Is anybody else having a problem listening to this?
I went on my computer, not my phone.
Right.
And I went on Spotify and listened, and it was fine.
Everybody says it's fine. There wasn't anybody complaining. Like, it's totally listenable. It's great. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, it was totally fine.
And I got one compliment from Two Bear this morning.
What's that?
Two Bear listened to the entire Mark Lynch interview. Uh-huh. And he goes, you did a great job. You were respectful. You gave him time to speak. You moved him along. Answered. Nice. I mean, it really, and Two Bear is being honest. The problem with you, when you ask people to go listen to that and critique it, people just keep listening until they find something to tell you is wrong. Well, you must want me to, I'll just keep listening until I find something.
Two Bear will be honest. He'll tell you if it's not good,
No, 6 people could go, well, it's this and it's that. And it's this and it's that. Two Bear will walk in and go, none of those things matter. It's fine. You're okay. It's not going to be perfect audio. It was great.
You have to listen to a podcast like you were just on a telephone call. You can't nitpick every little aspect of it.
It's really hard to get someone to judge those fairly because they always come back with 13 notes on things. You just got to tell me, look, can you hear it or not? The other one that this is going to be hard to explain to people. One of the first interviews we ever did, the Bakersfield Californian came out and did an article in Kern County on Gen X Talks. And it was it's
one of the rare still newspapers. Print. You could still get it in print.
Print newspaper, and they did a 2-page color deal on us, and it came out really well.
That's somewhere in storage.
Somewhere, yeah. We framed it. We're like, holy shit, that
they did a real big article on you guys. Yeah, that was
so. Cool. In turn, I was talking with his name was John Cox, who did the articles, kind of high up in the ranks, older guy, but he has been in the newspaper business his entire life since he was a kid.
Yeah.
He was one of the original kids out down in L.A. running around with a pencil behind his ear and a notepad in his back pocket, riding his bike and trying to find stories.
I think he also was a paper boy. Like
he did.
He started when he was super young.
Everything. He has done the real journalism all the way up until right now. He's probably one of the last real newspaper men left in the country.
Yeah, that's
because he's done the whole thing career-wise. He's not just an online journalist.
Right.
So we did an interview of him, 2 hours. And I thought it was fascinating to hear the life from beginning to end of a real Clark Kent. I thought
that's true. Yeah.
I thought that would be great, but the audio didn't come out very well. Still, we didn't know what we were doing with the gear. We tried all this stuff and it didn't work. So now that technology has come so far, I sent those over to Thomas the engineer, cleaned them up perfectly.
Nice.
He realigned them for me actually. I put the intro, the exit, and I reposted it again. So now that interview is up. It's 2 hours. It is not probably the most super entertaining, but you know what documentaries are.
Right.
You really have to be interested in the topic to watch any documentary.
That's good.
Well, this one I really like. I think I might have sent the link to Sun Valley Fox. Not that he has 2 hours to kill, but it's just one of those topics where in 10 years there won't be another newspaper man left. Maybe even less time than that. And we've got a real full-blown interview with one of the last ones. So that worked out pretty well.
Well, you have a couple more interviews. For those of you that have been listening to the Fight Doctor interviews, I think we're going into number 3 next week. Fight Doctor number 3 will be this week. Don't know when that will be released. And then for those of you that have been waiting to hear about my brother and how he became a master
machinist.
I almost said mechanic. Machinist. It wasn't like he got out of high school and decided that's what he wanted to be when he grew up. It's a very cool story how that evolved and how he got to where he was in life. So that's going to be an interview that's coming. I can't wait for you to do that interview.
One of the biggest things about Sun Valley Fox and I is that we're about, 12 or 13 years apart, but we grew up in the same place.
Yes.
So he can tell me restaurants and malt shops and movie theaters.
His Pierce College.
All these things he did. And guess what? Most of them I did the same things at the same locations.
I know, it's just
on
a
the
little
same
bit
streets,
later.
Just a decade later. And we could talk about the similarities, why we both chose to hang out there, and what we did or didn't like. on the same streets in the same neighborhoods. We went to the same beaches.
I know.
Just a decade apart. He was doing his thing in the 70s and I was doing my thing in the 80s. It's really uncanny when we start talking, which gave me the idea.
Yeah.
We should do an interview and compare notes. I thought that would be fun.
I think it'll be very cool. I'll be nice because he was in the decade before us, 70s. That's when and then we come in the 80s. And it's so interesting to hear just how 10 years changes things.
Yep.
But speaking of newspapers,
what?
I got our local newspaper yesterday, came in, and there's an article you really, really need to look at.
Okay.
This is really important. We got to put this on the calendar. It's the Great Backyard Bird Count is coming February 13th through the 16th.
Why would I be interested in
You could participate in this.
In what? There's not... Watch. Everyone sits around and watches birds in the backyard.
It's the 29th year they've been doing this.
I don't even know what it is.
All you have to do, you have to download this app. It's called Merlin Bird ID app, and you look out your window for 15 minutes. You count birds, you take pictures of them, and then you put it on this birdcount.org. Does that sound like something I'd be interested in at all? Yeah, and then there's 2 free webinars that you need to attend.
For what?
For bird watching.
They got to teach people how to look out a window and stare at a bird? That's how dumb people are?
This is so important. You really need to do this. Great Backyard Bird Count, February 13th.
You're making this up.
It's right here. Look, it's in the newspaper. Look, for anybody on the video.
Oh my gosh, she wasn't lying.
You better mark this day down.
I'm not marking that day down.
It's before we go to California, so you'll be able to participate.
I don't need to worry about doing this. That's the dumbest thing ever. I'm not going to attend a webinar to teach me how to look out the window at a bird, and I'm not taking pictures and talking on a 15-minute video. Oh, look, there's a blue one. Oh, look, there's a yellow one.
It's a live YouTube event.
Then I'm even seriously not doing that. I'm not going on live YouTube and talk about birds.
I'm going to register you. There's pre-registration required. I'm going to register you
to do this. I'm not doing it.
I think it would be great.
Gen
X Dad as the backyard bird counter.
No. Now listen, you need to concentrate on things that are more important than stupid bird watching.
I'm not the one that sits and watches birds all day. You do.
I don't either. They watch me. They fly up here to look through the window and watch the general. You guys are just not understanding how this works. I have a question for you. Yes. And I'm going to ask you, look at me, look at my face.
Okay.
I'm going to ask you a question. I just want to snap yes or no answer.
Good God. Go ahead.
I don't want you to draw on a breath. I don't want you to think about it. Just boom. I want a yes or no answer, okay?
All right. I'll close my eyes so I'm not distracted.
All right. Yes or no. If I had to fight a kangaroo, could I win?
No.
What? Why would you say?
That was my first answer.
Why would you say no?
It'd beat the shit out of you.
A kangaroo?
Yeah.
I have seen how mean they can be. I've seen their claws. I've seen how they lean on their back tail and kick.
Yeah, that's what worries me. They're super strong.
And I'm super heavy.
No way.
Yeah, I think I could
You'd
take
be
a
their
kangaroo.
punching bag.
Not a chance.
Oh, for sure.
Now, I think on their hands have big nails, like really sharp, like big claw looking nails.
They don't even use their hands.
Well, once I grab him by the throat and I start punching him in the face, I think he'd probably claw me trying to get away.
You'd never get that close.
You don't think I could beat up a kangaroo?
No.
I would drop that motherfucker. I will roundhouse.
You wish you could.
I will roundhouse his ass.
One kick and you'd be gone.
You're saying I can't take a punch anymore?
Well, you could take a punch, but I wouldn't consider a kangaroo kick a punch.
I know they're probably a little tougher, but they're not like fighting an alligator. Okay, we're both on land. All right.
Oh, I know a kangaroo will beat the crap out of you.
I get around the back of a kangaroo and choke it out. He ain't doing shit. I'll lift that motherfucker in the air off of his tail.
You would not even get that close.
Why do you say it? They're not afraid. They'll come at you.
That's what I'm saying.
All right, we're making contact. If he goes to kick me, what if I grabbed his legs? Oh,
he'll throw you.
Now he's going to throw me after I got his legs because he tries to kick me and I grab both of his legs and wrap him up.
But that would be a great live stream.
I think I'd do that. I'd wrestle a kangaroo, put him in a fucking thing.
I'd have to have an ambulance standing by.
For the kangaroo, a vet.
A
vet. You better bring a vet.
No, for you.
That boy gonna need stitches when I'm done with him.
Oh my gosh.
I'm telling you, I could beat up a kangaroo.
All right. So
whatever.
Do you have a kids update, Briggs update? Because I didn't really talk to him after he came home when we were busy with our show, and then I went to bed. I heard you guys kind of talking.
Well, he's been working 410s, and if they need overtime, then all day Friday is overtime. But if not, then he gets a 3-day weekend. I'm not sure who set that up, but it's really fucking cool. It's brilliant, and he likes it. He likes working the 410s. He's still working away, doing his stuff, paying his bills, getting his credit straightened away. He's looking to buy a car now for, one, to continue building his credit, and number two, to you got to have a more gas-efficient vehicle, just killing him on gas driving to Reno and back every day. The only thing we got in a conversation about the other night was he said, he's talking about Lakers basketball, and he made some comment about, it's the same every year. Every year we hear the same story. Is LeBron James going to retire at the end of the season? I had to stop him. I go, look, he's never going to retire at the end of the season. He's playing next year. And Briggs says, well, how do you know he won't retire? I said, think about it. Why would he retire at the end of a season? LeBron James, Mr. Arrogant, Mr. Flop, he'll retire at the beginning of a season. This is my last season. He's going to make a tour out of it.
Probably.
Every city's going to give him gifts and presents and trophies and cars. He would never retire at the end of a season like a regular person would. He'll retire at the beginning going, this is the last time you're seeing me. Make sure you come see me.
There's a lot of them that do that.
And he, guess what? He hasn't played a full 82-game season in years. He won't miss a game on his retirement tour.
Probably
magically,
not.
He'll be there for every game on the retirement tour. You watch. That's how it's going to go. So
probably not.
That's what we talked about. But our stuff. Anyway, yeah, Briggs is doing good.
I have a Jade update.
Okay.
We do have a little Jade update.
Okay.
She did something kind of fun this last week. We have a family thread where we have all the kids in it. And so the kids kind of give us an update. She got her very first fishing license last week. Jevin, her boyfriend, is an outdoors guy. He likes to fish and go hiking and stuff like that. So I guess he convinced her to do a little fishing.
Yep.
And she caught
a pretty big fish.
A 6-pound, I think it was a carp, which are kind of scrappy, but it doesn't matter. She caught a 6-pound fish.
Yeah.
And she was so proud of herself and had this big smile on her face. So, maybe it's a new hobby for her. So
she's got her, she caught her fish, and she's wearing her big Coors t-shirt from the 70s.
And your old hat.
Automotive hat from, the shop hat from 15, 20 years ago. But she
seems very happy. Things are going well with her. One of her girlfriends had a baby, so she's kind of the auntie and kind of helping with that. So
gets that out of her system a little bit.
Yeah, so her life, she's happy. She's good.
Plugging along.
She's hoping maybe they're going to work it out, that maybe they'll come up for the barbecue. I asked her about it.
She's pretty determined to do that, yeah.
So those you may get to meet Jade.
Yeah, any of you guys are going to be up here for that week. She should be here for all the events.
Yeah, that'll be fun. We're trying to get as many kids to come so you guys can meet our family and see the kids and get to talk with them one-on-one a little bit. So we're hoping we get a few.
Also, one of my better friends from high school, I'm not inviting him.
Yes, well, I'll invite her.
No, neither one of them are coming.
Because
all this guy wants to do is sit down with all of you guys as fans and tell you guys all the stories of me in high school. And I really don't want to tell all those stories. And he can't wait to tell all those stories.
Well, I'll invite her.
No. She knows a lot of them too. She was there too.
I know.
I'm not interested in that.
They already know when it is. I already give them the dates.
What?
Yeah, a long time ago.
Yeah, damn it. Hey, I thought of something that'd be useful. I'm going to give you this one for free.
Did I solicit this?
Nope.
Advice?
This will be something you're either going to be mad that I didn't tell you this years ago, or you're going to be so happy with this information that you're just going to be loving on me all day.
Okay, what?
I know the best way to get peanut butter off the top of your mouth. If you're chewing on peanut butter and stuck in your teeth, stuck on the roof of your mouth, I know the best way to get rid of it. Does it in a second.
Okay.
Orange juice.
Ew.
It works. I'm telling you. Start mowing down.
Are you pregnant?
No, I don't. No, I don't think so. No.
Peanut butter and orange juice.
If you're mowing down on on peanut butter pretzels or something, a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and it's stuck, go grab a swig of orange juice. Takes it right off. I mean, in a second, better than milk ever did. What is that? What are you looking at me like that for? That was good. That's good stuff.
That's weird.
You would never have tried that, would you?
No, not in a million years.
So you should be thanking me for doing the things that you aren't willing to do to advance your career.
I am not a big peanut butter and jelly sandwich girl, so the only way I eat peanut butter is when it's mixed with chocolate.
Okay. So if you have a Reese's peanut butter and chocolate and it sticks to the roof of your mouth, remember orange juice right there.
Oof, no,
I'm spot on with that.
not going to happen. I have a question. Can we talk about a couple news things that are happening? Have you seen that supposed abduction of that Savannah Guthrie girl from the Today Show?
Yeah, it's the inside job.
Yeah, they're saying it was her brother-in-law.
Yeah.
I don't know. That sounds so weird. There's something else brewing.
There's something else that has to do with what the stories that she did, because she has, I guess, on her show, they did a 1 hour complete show on the survivor girls of Epstein's Island. Mm-hmm. And of course, they didn't use all the information. You can't cram it all into a 1 hour show.
Right.
So she has a lot of stuff, a lot of video testimony, a lot of written testimony from these girls that she was going to let out, and they think it has to do with that.
So they think her son-in-law
they went to somebody and said, hey, we'll give you a bunch of money. Go get this woman. You're inside. You know the lay of the land. You know where she's at. Go grab her.
Her brother-in-law.
That's what it's shaping up to be, but I have no idea how accurate that is. That's just that is the scuttlebutt on the internet.
Well, I guess, and the other thing is they put a ransom note to TMZ.
Yeah.
Like, that's who they picked?
Yeah, pass this along. They don't send it to the actual person who's got the money. They don't send it home they send it to they wanted the note to be public. Otherwise, they would have just sent it to the lady at the house, to the daughter, and then the daughter could have decided with the FBI, do we publicize this note? Yeah,
well, my other thing is, doesn't the Today Show on NBC, why didn't they connect it? Why did it go to TMZ and not to the place of her work?
I don't know, because they wanted to make sure it got out there. TMZ will show you that shit. NBC might hold it. They're kind of
like the National Enquirer.
Kind of are.
Yeah, okay. I have more questions. I didn't want to go too far into that. It was just interesting.
Yeah.
So now they are blocking neighborhoods checking IDs for ICE agents.
This is now my comment when I first heard this. I'll relay this. Now it's out all over the internet, but they filmed that lady. The news crew went in. They blocked it with trash cans and dumpsters and cars and barriers. And they come up and say, why are you blocking the streets? And this lady crying goes, we have to put up checkpoints. We have to make sure who's coming in and out of our neighborhood. We just can't let ICE roam freely through here. We have the right to know what's going on in our neighborhood. So we're stopping every car, every person. We're verifying that they belong in this neighborhood. That's what she said live on TV. And I said, kind of like the border at the south of the country, we have to have a checkpoint. We have to see who's coming in and out. Good. Glad you're coming along. That was my first reaction, was like, are you shitting me? I'm looking around the room. No one's there watching it with me. I'm looking around going, is anybody else picking up on this? She is exactly describing
the border.
What we're all trying to do anyway. Dumbass. And now everyone's caught on to that, and there's like hundreds and hundreds of TikToks of people saying the same thing, but instant reaction from most people in America with common sense, with just shaking their head going, I cannot believe you're so dumb you're saying this out loud.
Oh my god.
Because this is exactly what we've been talking about the whole goddamn time.
They finally come full circle. It's like it finally pops, and they're like, oh yeah, we get that.
And it goes back to the beginning. Just because you break into our country doesn't make you a citizen any more than a criminal breaking into your house doesn't make him a resident of your house. It's not. It's different. It's different. It's so different. What we're doing we're blocking the streets. It's so different. It's not different at all, dipshit. You can't even make it different in your goddamn puny liberal brain.
Oh, good
morons.
God.
Anyway, so there you go.
Anything else happening?
I thought you were going to ask me about over in England, Christians are no longer allowed to assemble outdoors.
Whoa.
You can't have a prayer vigil. You can't assemble in a park or a public place. You can't do that to pray with candles. Nothing. And they said you very much could be offensive to the Muslim community when you do that. They don't like it. So now it's gone. Christians. How far has England gone?
Like when the whole other direction.
When you can't assemble for your religion.
You know what's funny about that you said that is we were very close going that direction a couple years ago.
Oh yeah.
And England looked at us like, That's not going to happen here. They were like kind of mocking. They were kind of going there, but they didn't think it was ever going to happen.
Well, 30 years ago, England in the 90s, they took away the gun rights, all of them.
Wow.
And 30 years later, now Christianity is not allowed.
That's crazy.
So give up your guns and you start giving up everything else.
Oh, well, that goes my comment about Mandami in New York.
Boy,
it's not turning out the way they thought it was going to be.
There's sure buyer's remorse with that guy.
But you said maybe it'll set an example.
Yeah, I said, you know
and
what?
And people are going to be watching.
Let the whole city of New York take a big kick in the balls with this guy, and it might make other people think, because think of all the candidates that are going to run as a communist in all these other cities. And there's going to be people that will now be able to point at New York and go, do you want that? That's what this guy is. Do you want that? Yeah. It might serve as an example of what you don't do.
Well, it's just, here's the simple one that I was watching is they just had that major snowfall there.
Yeah.
And the streets never got cleaned up.
Yeah.
I mean, that people's car, like people can't move in that city at all.
And trash is piling up.
And I'm like, what is this? Like, I just don't understand.
Socialism at work for you and your community. That's what it is.
How is that? Pick up the trash and take care of your...
They can't get there. Because the roads weren't plowed, and they threw these thousands of bags of trash on the snow. They can't plow the trash, and they can't clean up the trash because they can't get the snow out of the way to get the trash trucks there.
Domino effect.
Yeah, or it's just a clusterfuck of communism. How about that? Just call it what it is.
That's so sad.
I will tell you a story that I heard. It's a funny story that was in the news.
Okay.
They had a lot of flight cancellations because of the bad weather. So this was back east. And this one flight was overbooked anyway. Not everybody was getting on this plane.
When they do that.
Then they canceled the flight. Everybody ran to the counter, 120 people or whatever it was. They're all trying to rebook other flights. It's a mess. It's hot. Everyone's uncomfortable. There's 300 people in this area all sitting on top of each other and standing. And one guy loses his shit. He's in his 40s, and he comes pushing his way to the front of the line.
Okay.
He goes, I need to be put on another flight right now. And the lady goes, you need to get back in line. There's a line here, and you're not at the front. And people are angry. And this guy goes, don't you know who I am? Do you not know who I am? So she grabs the PA microphone. She goes, ladies and gentlemen, in Terminal 13B, there's a man up here who doesn't know who he is. Can anyone come help him?
Good for her.
And everyone starts laughing so loud. And he goes, fuck you, bitch. She goes, there's a line for that too. And she hung up.
That's awesome. I love that. That's how I would be. I'd probably be fired many times.
She didn't get fired.
Good
that's
for her.
you know what? That's how life should be. If you're going to act like a fool like that, you're going to behave incorrectly. That's how life should go.
That is great.
So yeah, I thought you'd get a kick out of that story. That's
okay,
funny.
well, last week, you didn't get to tell a car story. Oh,
here comes yawn number
2.
Well,
that's 2.
You fought back 2
No,
other
I didn't.
ones. You kind of fought back a couple.
You had a car story last week, but we went a little long, so...
Well, I have 2. One, our truck just got updated because now there's software in our vehicle.
By the way, it updated again when I got home last night.
I know, I saw it. I saw it was going to update. I'm like, God damn it. I don't want it updating because that's the first update our truck has ever had. And it comes through the cell signal. It says, please shut off your vehicle. We're going to update your software. Fine. And I know how this shit goes. If you're not updating it in a shop with a mechanic who can make sure that everything got updated correctly, can verify, then you're just at the whimsy of the truck. Like, did it all work? Oh, yeah, everything's fine. We're good to go. And what happened the very next day? The air conditioner didn't work.
Yeah.
It started like at 10 o'clock in the morning.
I told you they put a timer on it.
They put a timer on it. The other one was the heated seats don't work. So I'm like, all right, no AC, no heated seats. Fuck it. I'm back to driving my old 59 Ford pickup again. So they have worked again. But here's my thing as a mechanic.
Yeah.
Why would General Motors tell us we need an update and then 3 days later say you need another update? Because they know
there's a bug in that
yeah, they're like, we're going to go ahead and give you another one. You're like, oh, is this part 2? Or?
Yeah, but it makes me wonder also because I called the dealership the other day and was like, the last time we came in here and had an update on our truck, this didn't work. And then all of a sudden the next day,
there's an update.
I was like, huh. And I was getting text messages from the GMC in Bakersfield in California saying your truck needs to be updated.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not going to Bakersfield.
I like when you were making fun of me and it was cold outside and one of our tire pressures got low and I went to Costco to fill it up, the tire pressure. And while we're there, my phone beeps and it's our truck. And our truck is texting me going, you have a low tire. I'm like, no fucking shit, dude. We're getting it filled right now. If my truck is smart enough to know it's got a low tire, isn't it smart enough to look on Google Maps and know I'm at the tire section in Costco? You dumbass. I'm not going to cuss.
Well, then you're supposed to be at the dealership tomorrow morning. So can't you have them check to see if everything was updated correctly?
No. You'd have to make an appointment and leave it, and that's a process.
Oh, you got it.
Oh, no, that'd be 2 or 3 hours. I'm not doing that, no. Okay. I just oil change in and out. I'm done.
All right.
I will tell you something that came up as part of legislation, but it failed in Congress in the United States.
Okay.
This is, if you guys didn't hear about this, pay attention to this one. Someone introduced a bill to make it a law that car manufacturers must build cars that obey the law. So that if you're driving down the road at 85 miles an hour, your car will give you a warning to slow down. And if you don't, it will put itself in limp-in mode and it'll do like 40 miles an hour and you have to pull over. And once you pull over, the car shuts off. If you run a red light, if you're speeding, if you're changing lanes erratically, it'll warn you. It seems to be you're changing lanes erratically. And you know how it was going to pass?
How?
Everyone was saying, well, you don't want other people to be safe on the road? You want families to be at the mercy of the one asshole driving 85. Is that what you want? Is an unsafe America? Yeah, I don't mind. You know, if you got a problem, that's why we have cops on the road. You can pull the guy over and we're done with him. Take a picture.
It's called free will. If you want to break the law, then you serve the consequences, good or bad.
So it got defeated.
Thank God.
But that just means it's still coming. They'll get, at some point, Democrats, liberals will take back over control of the House and the Senate, and that law will go through. Now, if Trump's in office, I don't think he'd sign it. But let's face it, at some point, there will be a Democratic president, and the liberals will control both houses of Congress, and that will be
they're just
law.
not thinking. I'm thinking like into the future. If there's so many regulations, more and more people are going to stay home. Like, now you can work from home. You can have groceries delivered to your house. Then economy, people aren't going to be traveling and going places and doing things, and that's just
that's not really a car story. But what car story did you have in mind?
Well, I don't know if you've told the James Dean story.
Oh yeah, but like 5 years ago, about 5 years ago, we did it on a Bottom of the Glass Nation show. That's kind of a long story. I don't mind telling it, but it's kind of a car story.
But it's a very cool story.
Does anybody know that I have a direct connection with James Dean? I don't think they do.
I don't know, but it's a very, I can remember getting that phone call in the middle of the night. I remember you taking our oldest son with you. Well, at the time, he was 14, 15 when it happened? Yeah, about 14.
So
it was cold.
It was years ago. And it really wasn't that late at night for the phone call. It wasn't super late. It became super late, but at the time it was just after hours. I think we closed it for the weekend. I believe it was a 3-day weekend. Everybody had Friday off, so it was kind of a Thursday night, if I remember. And I'd already closed up the shop and gone home. We were planning a bunch of stuff around the house with the kids for our weekend. And my buddy calls me, a friend of mine, and he's broke down. His water pump went out on his Ford diesel, and he was halfway to the coast. He was easily an hour and a half, 2 hours away from where we were. And he's like, man, can you help me out? He's got his wife, his kids, his trailer, and his truck. And I'm like, he showed me pictures. He's like, it's just my water pump. And I'm like, I do not want to be changing a water pump on the side of the road on a Thursday night. So I did race. I grabbed one of our mechanics at the time. I told him I'd pay him, some cash to go do it. And I grabbed one of our oldest son at the time, and we went to the auto parts store, and we got tools, and we got the coolant, and we got the gaskets and seals and stuff, and the water pump, and off we went. But by the time we did all this and get out there, now it's like 9:30 or 10 o'clock at night, and it's a 3 or 4 hour job. So now it's coming close to midnight, and where he was at the James Dean Memorial. And there's a place out there, there's a memorial where James Dean crashed his car and died. When we used to go out to the coast, we used to go there all the time.
It's kind of just past the 4643Y. There's like
the Jack Ranch Cafe, I think it was
I don't
called.
even know if that's there anymore, but it was the roads were the 46 and the 43.
Yeah, and you can look it up. And there's there's a memorial and there's a big oak tree, and there is one light.
Yeah.
A tall pole with like a lampshade light in the parking lot. It's just got a 60-watt regular bulb in it.
Yeah.
It's not a real parking lot light. It's just a screw-in light bulb. But when it's pitch black out there, there's no lights anywhere.
Right.
That gives you enough idea to see what's going on. So he limped his truck up to the memorial. I met him out there, and we start working on this thing. I had my mechanic there, and we're talking about stuff. So it's about midnight. And we are actually we're doing this work under this light on one side of the memorial, and on the other side of the memorial, on the roadside, on the 46. And there's very little traffic on that road at this time of night. For some reason, I thought that road would have been busier, but it wasn't. And this car pulls up, and it's like a 1993 Buick. I don't know, Buick something. I can't remember what it was now. Buick Limited, and it just sits there. Engine running, lights on, and it's across the memorial from us. And it just sits there for 5-10 minutes goes by, 15 minutes goes by, and whoever's driving is not getting out, not doing anything. So I went over to my truck and grabbed my pistol and put it in my pocket. I'm like, it's right in my pocket. And my buddy, he goes and makes sure his wife and kids are in their trailer, at the back of their trailer, out of the way, because we didn't know what was going on.
Right.
And
our son was a little freaked out.
Our son was there. He's a little freaked out. I go, just go on the other side, open up the other truck door, and stay behind the door of the truck. And so he did, and he stood there. And pretty soon, this guy gets out. Long hair. Super long hair. Tall, skinny guy. Long hair. Puts on a black cowboy hat. Shuts the front door. Goes to the rear door, the rear seat. Opens it up. Puts on this long, dark trench coat. Now, I'm looking at this going, okay, this is like a cartoon character coming at me here. What is this guy doing? Then he goes to the trunk of his car. Now I pull my pistol out. And my mechanic is still working. I ain't even tell him what's going on. I go, just keep your head down and keep working. So he's, changing the water pump out. And my buddy, John, who this story was about, leaves. Goes to his truck, and I thought, okay, he's getting a pistol or something. He comes back with his jacket, and he's just sitting there because he's cold. And I'm like, did you grab a gun or something? He goes, no. I go, what are you doing? He goes, I'm cold. I go, you're not cold. You're scared. He goes, okay, maybe I'm scared, but now my hands are in my pocket. So this guy goes to the trunk of his car. He's got something in his hand, but it didn't look like a weapon. It was kind of bigger, but it's still hard to see because it's so dark. So he walks up to the memorial, starts walking around the memorial to our side. Now I'm super concerned. Now I'm standing there, and I got the only thing behind the door of my truck is my gun in my hand. The rest of me sitting out there where you can see me, but I can come out behind that in a second. And he walks right up to me. He's walking right directly to me, looking straight at me, and I'm like, fuck, this guy's got balls. It's almost 1 a.m. now, and this guy's out on a country road. What could he possibly have to say to me? And he comes up and he says, good evening. I said, yeah, or good morning, depending on what time after midnight it is. He says, I hope I'm not bothering you. I said, oh, you creeped me out a little bit. And he goes, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. Why does this bother you? I said, you pulled up there and sat there for 20 minutes. You're wearing a trench coat and a black cowboy hat, and I don't know what's in your hand behind your back because both your hands are behind your back. And he says, oh, I didn't mean to disturb you. He pulls out a Bible. So I let out a little sigh of relief. I didn't think he was going to try to beat me to death with the Bible.
Cold cocky with the Bible.
I don't think so. I think I was okay. And I said, he goes, I just have something I have to do here at this memorial, but I didn't want to bother you. I didn't really think anybody would be here. I said, okay. He goes, let me explain to you what I'm doing. And I said, I would love to hear this. I don't know what you're doing, but I would love to hear this. Go ahead. What do you got? And he says, do you believe in God? And my friend John and I both said, yes. He goes, do you believe that prayer works? And I said, well, I believe that when you pray, God can answer your prayers. in any way he wants. He doesn't have to. Prayer doesn't always work just because you pray. You may pray for something and the answer may be no.
Right.
And he says, okay, I see what you're saying. He goes, but do you believe though that if you pray, God does answer prayers? Oh, absolutely. He says, do you believe that if God wanted to answer a prayer, he could perform a miracle if he wanted to?
Absolutely.
I said, sure he could. I said, I still don't know why you're out here in the middle of the...
Yeah, what does this have to do with
right.
here?
And he says, well, he goes, I'm going to pray that James Dean becomes saved and goes to heaven. And we all stare at each other, and my buddy John...
Didn't that just happen?
My buddy John says, hasn't that already been decided?
Yeah.
And this is where the guy leans into me. He goes, now hear me out on this. I think we all believe in God. Yes. Do you believe that God transcends time? And I said, yes. He goes, and to be clear, this man says, so you believe right now God is here with us sitting here? And I said, yeah. He's also a week in the future. Whatever's going on there, God is also in that time. God is not stuck in our time. I said, correct. He said, so he's also in the past. He's everywhere in time at all times with every person. He's at the time of Moses. He's at the time of the Great Flood. He's at the time the Romans were fighting war. He's in all time. I said, yeah, I can get my mind around that. I agree with you. He says, okay. So if James Dean is laying in a bed right next to me and he's alive, I can pray to God and go, please save him. Now, God may save him or he may not. He may work on James Dean's heart or he may not, or God may just let him pass away and die. I can pray that God opens his heart and lets him be saved right there because he's laying in the bed right now with me. And I go, yeah, because he hasn't died yet. And then the guy says, right. But there is a time where God and James Dean are both alive and both in the same spot. Right now, God is here with us, but he's also back with James Dean the day before he died.
Gosh. This story always freaks me out.
And he says, yeah. I said, okay, yeah, God is right now with James Dean at this moment making some of his movies back in the 50s. He goes, okay, I'm just praying to God to work on his heart then.
Wow.
Because God can hear me now, and God is also back then. Now I'm scratching my head, Now it's 1:00 in the morning.
It's a little deep.
Yeah. And we're out there in the middle of nowhere, and this dude he's making some common sense. And because that's the big premise is everybody says that once you die, that's it. You can't go back and receive salvation, but that's maybe you can't because you're dead. But if someone prays for someone to be saved, God can hear that prayer and work on that person's heart at any point in that person's life that God chooses.
Wow.
And I said, you know what? I don't really have a good argument for what you're saying. He goes, well, would you mind if I prayed for James Dean? I said, not going to hurt anything. I don't think it's not blasphemy. There was no scripture that went against what he was saying that I could come up with. And I said, you do realize you're never going to know. And the guy goes, what do you mean? I said, well, let's say it works. Let's say you pray and you say, God, I know in my time, James Dean is already dead, but I really think he would have made an amazing Christian. I think he would have done some really good work for you. Please work on his heart, open his heart, and see if he can't be saved, if he can come to the Lord. Why don't you go back to when he was, 17, or 19 years old and really, really work on him. I said, if you're successful and God works on James Dean, the only memory you and I are going to have is that James Dean became a Christian and left Hollywood and became an evangelist and didn't take this car ride and die, and he lived to be 80. If it changes, we're never going to know. We're going to think that that's always been history, that James Dean became a Christian because of what you're doing here tonight. He almost looked disappointed. He almost looked like, I kind of want to know if it works.
But that's kind of sometimes you have to go into prayer knowing that it's just bigger than you are and it's not about you. Well, it's about James Dean.
I know,
he's doing it for him, not.
I kind of think I touched a nerve. I got a little bit of like, oh, that's right. I thought
you can't do it for yourself.
Well, he wasn't. That's obvious. Everybody knows that. Why would you drive out there for yourself? But I think what he was looking for was maybe a little bit of affirmation. I
was going to say,
like maybe he was the only one who was going to know, James Dean was this.
True.
But became that because of me praying. And if a person's alive in our timeline, you do get to know that. I
wonder what put it on his heart to pick James Dean.
I have no idea. I didn't ever ask where he came from because he pulled over on the side of the road and left the same direction he was headed. This was clearly, in other words, he didn't turn around and go back home. He didn't drive towards the east and stop and go home back towards the west. He kept right on going. This was on his way with whatever he was doing in life.
Something was on his heart to stop.
I don't know, but man, he thought about it for a long time. He thought about it in the car for a long time. He thought about it to drive all the way out there to the middle of nowhere.
So he prays and then he leaves, right? You guys were still there.
We finished up the truck, and our friend got on his way. I took the mechanic home, and then our son and I went back home. And I remember telling you the story. We got home about 3:00 in the morning.
What did our son think? He had to hear the whole thing.
He heard the whole thing. At first, he was scared because the guy coming up in the middle of night, middle of nowhere, and then he was trying to wrap his mind around what the guy was saying. He got it, but I remember the only conversation that we had at the time is he asked me, he goes, "Do you think that's true? Do you think you could pray for someone to God, and because God's everywhere, he could do something in another timeline?" I go, "Yeah, God can do whatever he wants. He absolutely could change all that if he wanted to."
I think that's what's hard with us. We live in a world that is based on time.
Linear, yeah, very linear.
And it's our days, our nights, and everything, but God doesn't work that way.
No, and just so there's you have that printed out story somewhere.
I do. I have to find it.
It's a little bit longer. I probably left some stuff out of it.
You probably did, but it's around somewhere.
That's the story. That's kind of the whole thing from beginning to end.
So I want to close out. A while ago, you were asked to participate in a book that it was Eric Scholl's. He is a follower of Gen X Talks. He was writing a book, How 80s Music Affects
Generation X
and how we were brought up or life situations. And the book has been published.
It was funny when you came to me a year and a half ago and said, "Hey, you need to write a chapter for this book." And I said, "No, I'm not writing it." So you went and signed me up for it anyway with this guy because he reached out to us.
Yes.
And then you sat me down and said,
I approached you with it, yes.
You said, "Here's what you're going to do. Just write."
Right.
So I picked, we all had to pick a song, and a song that would take you back.
Right.
What's like something vivid that every time you hear it, it takes you back to what you were doing at that point in your life, and can you please describe it in detail?
Right.
Well, Generation X, we all got tons of those. So I wrote one down. You proofreaded it and cleaned it up and organized it so it didn't look stupid. And you sent it off to him.
I did.
I forgot about it.
I know you did.
And then he used it. That chapter's in his book. And when I was on Will Padilla's podcast, Will said, "Hey, you and I both have a chapter in this book." Now, Will's a big time guy. He's a big podcaster. He's got big boy pants on.
Yeah, so he has one in there.
And Will says, "When I met you," he goes, "I didn't know you written a chapter in that book. And you didn't know I did. And here we are doing a podcast together. And we're both contributors to that book over a year ago." So kind of weird how it came full circle on that.
Yeah.
So that turned out
good. So if
good.
you're interested, did you put up the link to purchase the book?
It is, yeah. There's on all the member sites, and I made it public. I didn't hide it. If you guys wanted that book, you can go to all the YouTube site. It's open. YouTube posting page. I think I put it up. Well, maybe the General's Lunchbox.
Life Goes On by Eric Scholl.
Well, there's a way to use your affiliate link so we get 35 cents if he buys it too. It's on Amazon. There's an Amazon link for it.
Yeah.
I don't know is there anybody moderating in the deal right now?
I am, I guess, in Discord.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am. I can go find it. Find the link.
You can if you want. You can go look for it. But I think there's 16 chapters written by 16 individuals.
Yeah, they're like short stories. So it's not a long thing for you to just go. You can pick up and just look at it, read one. But you're on page 55 to be exact. I think it's 55.
Yeah, I don't know. I just know that I do have the link here for you.
I am looking for it, but if you got it faster.
I can put it in Telegram.
Go.
Can you grab it from Telegram?
Yeah.
I'll put it in Telegram.
But if you get a chance, he's in there. Will Padilla. There's quite a few other people that have picked songs and wrote about. And Eric Scholes even writes about why he even wrote the book. Like what possessed him to do it.
It turned out pretty good too. I mean, the stories that people had on that. I'm going to be interested to see how many people relate and go, yes, me too, with that song.
Yeah.
I mean, the book's only like $20, and it really does. I think everyone in there is going to recognize every song, and everyone's going to have a memory, and everyone will be tuned into it.
Right.
Just like before, just so you guys know.
Would you stop with the camera? Stop.
What? I didn't do anything.
Yes, you are.
What? It wasn't.
Just you stop it.
I didn't move the camera. Anyway, so yeah, it was kind of cool.
I'm trying to get it to copy and paste.
It was kind of cool to be part of that. If you guys are in the Discord section right now, I'll put a link in the podcast. If you're listening to this as a rerun, I'll put the link down there. But it's an interesting read just because this guy went about it in a very different way, picking 16 different people to do 16 contributions from all over the country, but all from the same time period. And to see how we all wrote so similar and the memories were so similar, I think it would be just the same thing as you guys. I believe that if you guys read that, you guys would feel like we were all part of the same club. I really do. I don't do much reading, I don't do much writing, but I was roped into this one, and it turned out pretty well.
Jeremy B put the link for me already into the Discord. Thank you very, very much.
Also, you guys, just so you know, Will Padilla's show, The 80s Now, is a very good podcast. You guys should go check it out. And there's 3 hosts. One of the hosts has been getting busy with his own projects, John Reddick. His interview with me, I interviewed John Reddick. That's coming out soon. But John has other projects he's doing that sometimes take him away from his podcast duties on Will Padilla's podcast. And that's like a podcast that's so big, they get, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of views every hour of those podcasts. Yeah. It's a big boy podcast. And Will, with our interview, because I was recently on Will's show, which hasn't dropped yet, he asked me if I'd be willing to fill in for John once in a while if John's not there. And I can't tell you what a privilege that would be and what a boost for Gen X Talks to be
You'd be great at that.
A temporary co-host. Well, it hasn't happened. He may change his mind or it doesn't work out. But he did ask. And I think the fact that he even thought about me to do that and bring, the Gen X Talks brand along, I thought that was pretty cool. So that's
he likes listening to our podcast too.
Yeah. And the last
that.
few people that have listened to the podcast have all said the same thing. They've looked at me and said, it's kind of like we don't feel like we should be listening. Like sometimes we think you guys forget the mics are on, and maybe we should fast forward this part.
We're just bringing reality. We're a husband and wife that get along, don't get along, laugh, cry. We have a good time with each other. So.
Yeah, it's been great. So, is that it? Do you have anything else to add to that?
I thought of something and now it just escaped my brain at the moment. Oh, I just wanted to bring up about the July week summer celebration real quick.
Yeah.
We are finalizing a lot of things. Everything should be finalized by the end of February, and we should have a list of what's going to be happening that week.
Things are still changing. There's some things that are anchored in concrete.
Yes.
But Tuesday's up in the air for the event, for anything we're doing Tuesday. Wednesday is
taco eating
contest at Daddy's Tacos.
Right.
And we drive just 2 blocks away, and there's a big in-person bingo night at Glory Cloud Coffee. There's going to be coffee and drinks and food, beverages and things like that. Plus, I am determined to do a 10-minute stand-up comedy set. They have a little stage and a podium there with some stuff because they do stuff like that there.
And we will have prizes and giveaways for the winners of the bingo.
That'll be good. Now, that's Wednesday.
Right.
Then Thursday.
That's right.
What are we doing Thursday? Oh, Thursday.
The bowling. Oh, you have that.
Thursday's the roller skating. There's going to be
Thursday's bowling night.
Oh, you're right.
It's meet and greet in the Crystal Lounge prior to the bowling event.
That's right.
And then we're going to move into the private area of the bowling with
the bar, VIP section,
bartender, billiards, bowling,
and there's team games there for those of you supporting your team. Make sure there has to be a member from the Banana Sauce Union there
That's
for
your
pool.
Son.
and bowling. There has to be a member for the Purple Twinkies there for pool.
That's
and
Danny.
Bowling. There has to be a member from the Sun Valley Fox Nation for the drinking games.
No, that's the Sun Valley Fox.
So that's Thursday. That's Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Now, Friday we're doing the roller skating rink.
Roller skating rink.
And
you don't have to roller skate.
Nope.
It's highly recommended. But you can just come hang out with us. There'll be 80s music playing. We're just going to be hanging out for a little bit. And then
again, there's going to be competitions from each team. We're
going to see who can limbo on roller skates.
That's right. It's going to be a lot of fun, whether you're participating along or whether you're just watching. And then if we do it early enough, everyone's going back to the Carson Valley Inn, because a lot of you are staying at the Carson Valley Inn. And we're going to just hang out at the bar down there and just kind of hang out in that lounge for a few hours. It's kind of a personal thing for those of you going that direction.
Yes.
And then Saturday
is the big barbecue at the very end. So after you spent a few days getting to know everybody, we're going to hang out in the Sun Valley Fox's backyard for most of the afternoon doing games and trivia.
Oh, there is so much stuff we're doing.
And I am finalizing today, a local Carson Valley barbecue guy who has been doing barbecue in town for 30 years. He is going to bring his smoker, his pit to my brother's house, and he's going to cook on the spot right in front of you, and that is going to be our food for the afternoon. It's all you can eat.
Your ticket includes the food. We're going to also make sure there's beers and there's sodas and there's water for everybody.
And you can relax and hang out.
Just going to hang out. There's going to be tents. There's going to be tables and chairs in the backyard. There's going to be 80s music playing. And in between it, there's going to be all sorts of games that we do. Plus, if we got one detail to work out, the wet T-shirt dunk contest. That's going to be fun. I can't wait for that. So who's
doing that?
You? Well,
no.
Anybody? Yes, anybody who. The whole thing is a competition with teams again. My team, you're going to get up there and sit on that thing, and my team is going to try to spend a bunch of money to dunk you in the tank. We get points for that. Then nobody wants to see the general in a wet T-shirt, so I'm going to put up Lil Miss Hot-n-Nerdy, and the other teams are going to try to dunk her. 4 points. You see how that goes?
So you're going to wear a white T-shirt that day too?
I just said didn't I just say no one wants to see him in T-shirt, so I got somebody else?
No, I'm reiterating you're going to be in a white T-shirt.
No one wants to see me see-through T-shirt in the dunk tank.
Well, somebody.
Nobody wants to see that shit. No. So, this is probably 18 or above. Don't bring your kids if you don't try to do it. Anyway, we're finalizing that stuff there, but we'll see how that works out. But there's a bunch of fun stuff that's going to happen. It is still to put together team points. There is trophies and prizes for all the teams that win. Right. Just make sure you're doing the right thing. Also, we forgot
to mention at bingo night, when you're sitting there playing bingo and enjoying that Glory Cloud coffee that evening or tea, our very own Sahara H with Sinful Sweets.
Oh, yeah, Sinful Sweets.
She will be making your desserts so you can sit and enjoy some bingo.
She's making them fresh.
Yes, she is.
Where she's the place where she's staying, she has her own full kitchen. She's making them and bringing those to you guys.
Yes, so you'll get a little taste of Sahara H's.
Yeah, you guys have heard about that deal she started like a few months back. Now we all get to sample it.
Yes, it's going to be great.
And there's nothing better than sampling Sinful Sahara.
Sinful Sweet, yeah.
Oh, I didn't say that right. Sorry. Here's Sinful Sweet Sahara Sweets things. The stuff she makes.
If you guys have any questions, you can email me at genxmom@genxtalks.com.
All right, how long have we been
on? Hour and 30 minutes.
Ooh, hour 32.
Yeah.
Getting closer on that.
Bitch.
Why do you got to say that? Why do you got to throw that out there?
All right, everyone. Thanks for listening today. It was a lot of fun. That went fast.
I don't think this one was that entertaining. I think this was kind of like a 6 out of 10.
You always say that. Shut
I don't
up.
think there was anything great. We didn't, you kind of ruined it with the whole bird watching thing. You see?
No, I think that was pretty funny.
You brought it down. You could have just left that out and we'd have had a 7 out of 10.
No, I'm signing you up as soon as I get off here.
That is such bullshit.
It's going to be an ultimate weekend for you.
And don't forget, we're still doing the cowboy dancing thing that's coming up soon. I got to verify some things, but we've already been signed up for that. That'll be there. And we got some video on that too. I'm not sure how much we're doing live, but you'll be notified upon its release.
Unless we go to California that week.
Oh.
We'll see.
You know what? I think I do have to go to California that week. Sorry, everybody. No more general in a cowboy hat.
All right.
Say goodnight, Gracie.
Bye. Bye, Gracie.
Thank you for tuning in. Thank you guys for listening along with us. I'm not sure where you're paying attention to this channel from. Are you listening in AM, FM, Sirius XM, or perhaps in the Armed Service Radio Network? Remember 2 things in life. Number 1, wherever you go, there you are. And number 2, I'll catch you guys on the flip side. I'm out, baby. I got to go.
Bye-bye.
And we're done.